What's up, nerds? Welcome to an unboxing of Super Nintendo Classic Edition!
Yay!
Ed and I are here. Ed's here. Ed, you made it.
Yes!
Ed made it.
Hello, everybody.
Sorry about the lighting and the sound quality and stuff. We literally just got back from picking this up, and we kind of wanted to do it right away. We kind of moved the game room around so Ed could sleep last night. But, the rest of the shows you see next week and this coming week and whatever, they'll be properly mic'd and everything. But we got it. We got the Super Nintendo Classic Edition. And, Ed, super excited.
Dude.
Let's rip this thing open. Let's not rip it open. Let's not rip it open. We're going to be real nice and easy with this because,
So everybody, the Super Nintendo Mini is available now. I know it might be sold out for some places, but do not give up. Nintendo did say that they're going to be supplying some more, so just keep a lookout for it when it comes out. It is $79.99, and we're going to get into this unboxing. I'm very excited about it.
Yeah. First of all, let's talk about this box for a minute. It's very Super Nintendo. It's got the red crap on it. It's got the awesome font that we've been kind of mooching for our shows and stuff. And on the back, it has all the box art from the classic games that are available, like Super Mario World, Mario Kart, Link to the Past, and it's all there, and it's got all this cool kind of very 90s instruction manual art on it.
Yes.
So it's super cool. I really like the 90s Link from Link to the Past, and it's the same one they used in Link's Awakening. The Hyrule Shield doesn't quite have that definitive look that we got in Ocarina of Time yet. It's just still kind of that, he's kind of like a knight and holding a shield type situation. Yeah. It's really cool.
But it's funny that you mentioned them. The artwork I used to have on the old EGM. I think I still got it, so I'm going to try to post it to you guys so you can see. But that artwork looks so good, dude.
I know.
Just
the Super Nintendo was such an amazing system. It was such, I was jealous of my friends because I had a Sega Genesis and a Sega CD, and all my friends had a Super Nintendo. So I would always go to their house to play Mario World and Donkey Kong, and King Griffey Jr. Baseball is another big one. And then, of course, the one gem missing from this collection.
Yes.
No, I'm not talking about Chrono Trigger.
Oh, no.
I'm talking about Turtles in Time.
Ah!
I'm talking about Turtles in Time, which we did have a little discussion about in line today of the rights situation with those old Konami licensed arcade games, and how the Turtles arcade license is wrapped up so tight. It's dumb. So if you're lucky enough to have a Wii with those games on Virtual Console, I'm really jealous of you because they were available on Virtual Console for literally 6 months, and then they were pulled. But
Turtles in Time is still such a classic.
Oh, I know, it's so good. So we're gonna unbox it. I just kind of opened up both sides. If you have an NES Mini, it's basically the same type of box. But real nice. We've got a real 90s instruction manual here. Don't care. These are the controllers. All right, you take the controller. You show people that sexy purple controller. And I think I'm the only person that prefers the purple buttons. Oh my gosh, dude.
Just so you guys can see.
This controller is a little bit smaller than I remember. But I think I'm the only person that prefers the purple buttons over the colored buttons. Everybody talks about the European one.
The Famicom.
Yeah, having the colored buttons. And I'm like, I like the purple. And to me, Nintendo uses red for their logos for everything, but to me, the defining color of Nintendo was the Super Nintendo purple. And then they went with it with Game Boy Advance and GameCube also.
Yes.
So, and then the atomic purple for Nintendo 64. Purple has always been a standout color for Nintendo for me, for some reason, and I think Super Nintendo started that for me. But I love the purple buttons. If you can see, I'm going to try to take some pictures and insert it into the video. Like I said, this is very, very homemade, spur-of-the-moment type thing. So we wanted to get this out there for you.
It never bothered me neither when I was a kid. It was just, the Super Nintendo was just a Nintendo system that just meant a lot to me. Because, me being into the gaming hobby and my brother having the Sega Genesis, like, Nintendo, as everybody knows, like my livelihood. So when I got the Super Nintendo, like the Famicom buttons, that didn't do nothing with me. I mean, it looked like M&M's, for some reason. My thing was just like, oh, I got a Super Nintendo. Now I need all these games. And the controller just, of course, it feels good to play.
And it's weird because, like, the Super Nintendo in the U.S. is the only console that looks different from the rest of the world. Because, like, Europe and Japan got the weird kind of, like, oval-y shaped one with the controllers. The controllers look the same, just with colored buttons, but their system looked completely different. Where like, and I realized that was the same case for the NES also, where Japan had the gold and kind of maroonish system where you plug the carts into the top and the controllers were attached. Whereas, to make the NES more appealing to Americans, they made it look like a VCR.
Right.
And that's kind of, and had the detachable controllers, which were really nice. At the time, it was kind of like revolutionary to have detachable controllers.
Well, definitely, because for people who don't know, in Japan, their NES was called Famicom, which means for family computer. And when it came to America, it became the Nintendo Entertainment System. So they kept the Famicom name when Super Nintendo came. So that's why you'll hear like Super Famicom, and that's why we say Super NES or SNES for some people who wanted to say it like that.
Or if you're really weird, you say SNES. Those people can just get out.
You know what? I've never heard anyone say that.
I've never heard anybody say that until I started listening to a bunch of podcasts, and then some people started saying SNES. I'm like, who says SNES? Like, nobody says that. Like, that's just some kind of weird phenomenon that's happened in the last, like, maybe 5 or 6 years. And I'm like, I literally just called it Super Nintendo or Super NES or SNES. Like, I think we just said Super Nintendo. Like, I don't know. It's just one of those weird things that comes with region, I guess. But the moment we've all been waiting for.
Let's see how many it is.
Ba-na-na-na. Wow.
It is super.
Man, and it's got the... So, here it is. Whoa, I keep looking at my laptop. The camera's over here. It is the American version. That's got the reset button that slides. It's got the clicky power button. The reset button doesn't work, but that's expected.
It's about the size of a motor. If you look like a Belco mobile, like a square, it's about that size.
Yeah, it's literally smaller than my Xbox One controller. It's really small, man. I knew that these systems were small, but when you got me the NES Classic last year, and I opened it, I was like, wow, this is really, really small.
They say
and
many.
this is I think this is smaller. Hold on, I'm gonna go get it. You talk about Super Nintendo real quick while I go get that.
So, as you guys can see, it's about I'm trying to get it into portion. You guys can see it like this one. The Super Nintendo was kind of almost about this big. So if you look at the size of your Xbox One S, and if you cut some of the width down a little bit, it's almost about that size, but probably a little bit smaller than that.
So I brought the NES Classic out just to compare sizes. It's a tad bit bigger, but that's just because the Super Nintendo is naturally longer than the NES.
Yes.
But it's these systems are small, and I'm so ready. We're we're going to have a lot of kind of hands-on. We're going to do a Let's Pod and Play just on the Super Nintendo games, where we're going to probably play about, I don't know, maybe 5 to 7 minutes of each one. And we're going to do a separate one on Star Fox 2, which is the big new release. That's the one thing about this system is we're getting a brand new game that's never been officially released before.
Right.
So, Star Fox 2, we're going to do a Let's Pod and Play on that because, I mean, come on, it's Star Fox 2.
They really made it easier. So all you got to do is beat the first level on Star Fox, and you unlock Star Fox 2.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And it's like, it does the I guess, traditional Nintendo thing now where, like, the second game changes everything completely compared to the first game, where, like, first Star Fox was kind of just on rails. It was an on rails shooter, but the phenomenal thing was, like, it ran at, like, 3 frames a second. But,
pretty
like,
much.
it was they were getting polygons to run in 3D on a Super Nintendo, which was super impressive. And
the FX chip.
Now, what makes Star Fox 2 impressive for the time was they got these open world spaces, and you could actually fly a spaceship in an open world 360 degrees. You could fly down, you could fly up, you could fly in a circle. It wasn't on rails, and it was kind of like a choose your own adventure style game where you could pick what planet you go to, and that changed the outcome of the ending, which was a phenomenal feat for a Super Nintendo game. But by the time this game was ready to come out, they were looking at their competitors, which were Sega Saturn and PlayStation at the time.
Right.
And they knew that their 3D couldn't hold up, and the game wasn't going to perform as well as these games, so they shelved it and never released it. The game was basically finished.
Yes.
And they never released it because they were putting all their bets into Nintendo 64 at the time. It was going to come out. I think they said Star Fox 2 was slated to come out 3 months before Nintendo 64 also. So, like, the PlayStation's already out, Saturn's already out. You've got the next step in the Nintendo consoles coming out in 3 months. Why would you put this out? So, I mean, it's still an incredible feat for the time, and we're going to do some Let's Pod and Plays on the Super Nintendo Classic, so make sure you look out for those.
Yes, and I really hope for Star Fox 2 that they bring it to Switch Virtual Console. Like, I think they.
You know what the smart thing would have been with these consoles was, like, okay, I have the console, but I want to take these games with me. Why not include, like, a download code for an NES Classic for the Switch, or an SNES Classic for the Switch, where, like, it's literally just, like, maybe, like, a top view of the box for the the thing on the Switch, and then, like, oh, now I have all these games on Switch now. Like, you know, it would have just been, like, a cool convenience thing, but well, I mean, even if they charge, like, $10 extra for the download code for all these games, like, you know, I don't know if that would have been something where people were like, oh, I'm just going to buy the box and use the download code and then get rid of the box. But
that's what they'll probably think. People will download it and then probably try to emulate like they did the NES. So, you know, in order to prevent that, everything is on this box.
Yeah.
But it would be cool if they did a Super NES collection for Switch. So if you're not able to get the box later on, still pay the $80, just like you said, and everything is released on Switch.
Because, like, even the $80, that's still approximately $3.50, $4 a game. So that's still cheaper than if you were to buy these games a la carte on 3DS or Wii U Virtual Console.
Right.
So you're still getting, like, for $80, $80 sounds like a lot of money, but, like, it's technically $4 a game, and you get to take these games on the go with you. It's. I mean, come on, I would pay it.
And everybody, Yoshi's Island has never been released on any virtual console.
That's right. The Yoshi's Island on this system is the original print of Yoshi's Island.
Yes.
Where there have been versions that came out for Game Boy Advance, and then the Game Boy. One of the versions is on, I
DS.
think, DS, and then I think the Wii U got the Game Boy Advance version.
Yeah.
but they changed some stuff like touch fuzzy, get dizzy. The music sounds different. They added a couple things, but like this is the original version, which has a lot of cool stuff in it that they took out of the versions that were released after. So that's also another cool thing that we're getting.
And you'll get to hear Mario whine. And I'm sorry, I still love that crayon artwork expression. No game, I think, and I think that's why when we talk about graphics with Nintendo with their art style, they're the only company, in my opinion, that has only done it.
Yeah. And, like, this is, like, in terms of the way Mario looks and we know Mario now.
Yeah.
Yoshi's Island was kind of the last time they took a unique approach to a proper Mario game.
Yes.
Like, and I know, like, Paper Mario has a cool art style. Mario and Luigi has its own art style. Those games do. But, like, when you think of Mario platformers, like ever since Mario 64, we've gotten, and Mario's looked pretty much the same.
Yes.
But yeah, sorry guys if you hear noise in the background. I'm gonna try to have some hands-on impressions of FIFA for Switch for the next Pow Block episode. So I was updating it while we were doing this video, and all of a sudden you just hear like EA Sports in the background, but. Anyways, this was our unboxing video of the SNES Classic, plus a little history lesson, I guess, of the system and its games. We didn't even name all the games on this thing.
Oh yeah.
Let's run down that list real quick. Yeah, I know this is a little bit long, but you guys will get over it. I just want a thumbs up or a thumbs down from you as I go down this list. I've only played a handful of these games a lot because of just not owning a Super Nintendo right away, and I didn't get my Super Nintendo until after Nintendo 64 came out, and I only had a handful of games. But Contra 3 Alien Wars.
Yes.
Donkey Kong Country.
Midway.
I'm really surprised Donkey Kong Country 2 and 3 weren't on here. Especially just because it's a first party.
Yeah. 2 and 3, a lot of people didn't. In my opinion, a lot of people didn't play it because I don't hear a lot of discussion about it. I think Donkey Kong Country was something with Rare doing that different kind of graphics chip. It was like they had introduced us.
Yeah, it was like the pre-rendered 3D stuff for the first time, which was like kind of the preemptive thing for Star Fox almost, where like they would create these 3D models. And this is what Mortal Kombat was kind of famous for too, was like the pre-made 3D models that they turned into flat, kind of, I would almost say animated GIF, like when they move, because like they're just moving and you see the animation like you would in a pixel style.
Yes.
But it was real kind of like real projected 3D, so it was cool to see. Okay, Earthbound. Yeah, I'm not a big Earthbound guy. I'm sorry, guys. I know everybody is crying for Mother 3, but
I will say this because Earthbound, a lot of people were happy that they released it on Wii and released it on Wii U.
And Earthbound Beginnings.
Exactly. I think everybody's waiting for Mother 3.
Mm-hmm.
So,
F-Zero.
Oh, of course, yes.
Kirby's Dream Course.
No.
Kirby Superstar. Mega Man X.
Yes. X is good.
Secret of Mana.
Yes, double.
Star Fox.
Yes.
Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting, which is the one everybody wanted, I think, right?
Yes.
Because nobody likes Super Street Fighter. Everybody likes Street Fighter 2 Turbo, right? That was right.
Yeah.
Okay. Super Castlevania 4.
Halfway. It is good, but I think like once you play it, you kind of forget about it.
Yeah, well, like the game wasn't that great, but it had a lot of cool super effects.
Yes.
Chip effects. So that was like kind of like the big deal with that game. But then Symphony of the Night came out, and everybody was like, "What is Castlevania for?" So, Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
Oh no.
No, that game is super hard. Mario Kart, Super Mario Kart.
Yes.
Yeah. Mario RPG. Yes. Mario World. Super Mario World.
Of course.
Super Metroid.
course.
Super Punch Out.
Punch Out? Yes.
Link to the Past. Legend of Zelda Link to the Past. Yes. Thumbs up. What are you doing? Put your thumb up. Go home. You're drunk.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I've played it so much, and Wind Waker and Breath of the Wild and Twilight Princess, like some of the modern Zeldas.
Oh, I'm just talking about Super Nintendo.
Oh, just Super Nintendo, of course, yes. I'm sorry.
I agree. Wind Waker and Breath of the Wild are both better games. But for the time, and we did get A Link Between Worlds out of it.
Yeah, that is true. And goodness, A Link's Awakening, cannot forgive that. Cannot forget that. But yeah, Link to the Past, of course.
Yeah, Link's Awakening. Link's Awakening is better for Game Boy. I can't wait for the Game Boy Classic. Yoshi's Island.
Yes.
Star Fox 2, we don't know because we've never played it. We're gonna play it after this video. So that was our unboxing / history lesson of Super.
You forgot Final Fantasy 3.
Did I? Oh, I must have skipped it. I skipped it. Final Fantasy 3.
Yes.
Renumbered when Final Fantasy 7 came out as Final Fantasy 6. So quick lesson on that. Final Fantasy 2 and 3 are actually the real Final Fantasy 4 and 6, respectively. So, yeah. Anyways. So, the last time I'm going to try to say this. This is our little unboxing history lesson of Super Nintendo Classic. We're going to do some Let's Pod and Plays. We're going to explore this thing in and out. Ed, I'm super excited.
Yes.
Listen to our Nintendo podcast, Nintendo Power Block. Look for more stuff. Look for us on NGR Radio and corresponding YouTube page and shows. Download everything. Like, subscribe, share, leave comments, all that good stuff. Enjoy your Super Nintendo Classic, and until next time.
Woohoo!